Okay, let's go.
Jazzy Joe's Autograph Adventures.
Hi everyone, welcome to Jazzy Joe's Autograph Adventures, another episode where I'm going to show you another top 10 based on a new theme. And before we move on, let me first thank you for all the love, support, and feedback all of you have given me for the past two episodes. All I can say is keep it coming, and I would love to make more episodes with more information and more autographs from my collection. Thank you. In this episode, we talk about the top 10 legendary Indian classical artists from my autograph collection. And we begin this episode with a legend who has become the first Indian musician to have a minor planet named after him. This planet is between Mars and Jupiter, moving around, and he's become the first Indian musician to have this minor planet named after him. I'm talking about the legend who is known as the son of Indian music, Sangeet Martand Pandit Jasraj, an Indian classical vocalist belonging to the Mewati Gharana. His musical career has spanned more than 80 years and led to numerous major awards like the Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian award. His performances of classical and semi-classical vocals have become albums and film soundtracks, and he has taught music in India, Canada, and the US. He was initiated into vocal music by his father and also trained as a tabla player under his brother. Asteroid 300128 Pandit Jasraj, discovered in 2006, was named in his honor. Now, I've met Panditji quite a few times, 3-4 times, but I remember the first time. I went to meet him, he was performing at this auditorium near Connaught Place in Delhi. And I saw the show, I enjoyed it. And after the show, he was just going towards the car. And that's when I wanted to get my records autographed. But there were so many people looking for photographs, not autographs. They were looking for selfies, photographs. And there were so many people, so it was so difficult to reach him in time. And he sat in the car and he went away. Then I was left wondering what to do, how to get him now, how to get the autographs. And then I saw the musicians who had accompanied him in the show. I saw them coming out. And one of them kind of looked familiar to me, and I approached him. I don't know what came to me. I approached him and I told him that, I wanted to get these autographed, but I could not because there were so many people. So could you help me? And he looked at me and he said, yeah, okay, I'll help you. So I gave him the records and I said, please get them autographed. He said, okay, I will. And he sat in the car and he left. And my driver told me, he said, sir, you've given the records and the gentleman will get them autographed, but how will he contact you? Or how will you contact him? And all of a sudden I realized, yes, he's right. There's no way to contact him or for him to contact me, So I said, okay, let's go behind them. So we ran to the car and our car going behind their car. This carried on. It was like a movie chase, carried on for about 35 minutes. They were going to a farmhouse somewhere near the airport, Delhi airport that is. And finally they reached, the farmhouse. And the car stopped and we had to stop behind them. So I told the driver, just go out and give them my card and tell them that when the autographs are done, he can call me. So that was done. And we came back home. And I was wondering, did I do the right thing? Should I have taken his number? Will he call? Will he not call? Later on, I came to know that his name is Sanjay Sharma, and he works for a leading television network in India. And he called me. He called me after about 8-9 days. All of a sudden, I get his call, and he said, "Your autographs are done. Please come and pick them up." And I did, and that's how I got my first set of autographs from Pandit Jasraj ji. I met him later, again, 2-3 times, and he did sign for me. Once he didn't, but most of the times he did. And the record I want to show you is this one. You can see it says a musical bouquet from Sangeet Martand Pandit Jasraj. It's a CBS record, quite rare, difficult to get. But if you can get your hands on one, go ahead and take it. And our next artist is someone whom I've had the pleasure of meeting many times. And each time I take my records, and each time he signs them with a smile. I'm amazed at how such a great artist with such history can be so down to earth, so humble, and so loving towards his fans. He's the legend who has brought international fame and recognition to the flute. Yes, I'm talking about Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia. He is an Indian classical flutist who plays the bansuri, an Indian bamboo flute in the Hindustani classical tradition. As a musician, he is a rare combination of an innovator and a traditionalist. Among his many awards is the Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian award. Apart from classical music, he has also composed music for many popular movies as Shiv Hari with Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma, including the hit songs of Silsila, Lamhe and Chandni. He has also collaborated with several Western musicians like John McLaughlin, Ken Lober, and even George Harrison from the Beatles. And what do I say about the man who most probably has signed the most number of autographs for me, the most number of times. Every time I meet him, he's met me with a smile and given me all the autographs that I've asked for. But the record I wanted to show you was this one. This is a record of the Mangal Dhwani, a flute recital by Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia. And you want to know his greatness? He came to know through one of his students, Vivek Sonar, that I am doing this episode on classical artists. Guess what? He sent me a message. Check it out.
नमस्कार, मैं हरि प्रसाद चौरसिया बांसुरी वाला। आपने जाना होगा, सुना होगा। एक आज मुझे कई वर्षों से एक चीज़ बहुत परेशान कर रही है कि एक व्यक्ति को मैं हर कार्यक्रम में देखता हूँ, मोस्टली हर कार्यक्रम में, चाहे कभी कलकत्ते में हो, चाहे दिल्ली में हो, चाहे मथुरा में हो, चाहे वो कैसे आ जाते हैं, पहुँच जाते हैं। उसके बाद फिर हमको सुन के फिर हमारे होटल में जाते हैं, वहाँ वेट करते हैं, मैं खाना खाऊंगा, उसके बाद फिर आएंगे, मुझसे मिलेंगे, चाहे रात को 2 बजे हो। सच मैं कह रहा हूँ, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया क्या करते हैं। फिर मेरे पुरानी कुछ CD देते हैं, तो आज से 15-20 साल या 30 साल पहले की हमको देते हैं, ये सब नई CD। मैंने कहा ये कहाँ से आपको मिली? नहीं, बाजार से खरीदी। मैंने कहा मुझे तो मैंने देखा नहीं अभी तक। ऐसे हर प्रोग्राम में कुछ ना कुछ लाते हैं, तो उससे मेरा सिग्नेचर लेते हैं। तो मैंने सोचा कमाल है, ऐसे व्यक्ति तो भगवान करे ऐसे लोगों को और पैदा करे, ताकि ये हमारे जो हमने जो किया है अपने जीवन में, लोग हमारे आने वाली पीढ़ियों तक पहुंचा सकें। दूसरी बात सबसे बड़ी ये है कि इनका नाम, सॉरी मैं भूल गया लिरिकली, इनका नाम है जयजी जोई, जयजी जोई। लेकिन लगते इतने महापुरुष दिखाई पड़ने लगे कि यदि हमारी उनके पास में इतनी रिकॉर्डिंग है, तो दूसरों की कितनी होगी जो हमारे बुजुर्ग लोग थे।
Now, isn't such a message a great blessing? Thank you so much, Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia ji and Vivek Sonar. Thanks a lot for this message. And now we come to our next legend. He is the partner in crime we just spoke about with Hariprasad Chaurasia ji, the legend who brought the santoor to shows and events all over the world, Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma. From the state of Jammu and Kashmir, he is an Indian composer and santoor player who is credited with making the santoor a popular classical instrument. Along with vocals, Shiv Kumar also learned tabla at an early age before moving on to santoor, which he modified to suit Hindustani classical. The santoor comprises of strings stretched across a hollow body and is played with tongs. A recipient of many national and international awards, he has also been awarded the Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian award. Once again, a great artist and a very, very friendly gentleman. I've had the pleasure of meeting him 2-3 times in Delhi when he comes to perform. And this is the record I want you to see. This is the album Feelings by Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma ji. The next legend was India's unchallenged Queen of Thumri and was also awarded the Padma Vibhushan. She was obsessed with music since she was 8 years old. And I'm pleased to say we shared the same birthday. I'm talking about Girija Devi ji. Girija Devi was an Indian classical singer of the Senia and Banaras Gharanas. She performed classical and light classical music and helped elevate the profile of Thumri. Her repertoire included the semi-classical genres Kajri, Chaiti and Holi, and she also sang Khayal, Tappa and Indian folk music. Till date, no other vocalist has matched her singing skills, and she has left an unforgettable impression in the world of Indian classical music. Now, to meet Girija Devi ji, I traveled to Kolkata as she was staying there. So I traveled there and went to her home with a couple of my other friends, autograph collectors too. And that is where I met her. We spoke for quite some time, and this is the record that she signed for me. Hai Harinam Saharo. You can see she wrote the date, and she very happily signed this record for me. Another Padma Vibhushan, our next legend, comes from the lineage of Tansen, comes from a musical family. He is the 6th generation of musicians, and he's got 2 sons. They are also following him in the world of music. I'm talking about Ustad Amjad Ali Khan Sahab. Born in the Bangash lineage, he is in the 6th generation of musicians and has performed internationally since the 1960s. He is famous for his clear and fast Ekra Tans on the sarod, an instrument that his ancestors have shaped and developed over several hundred years. As well as the lyrical vocal style he likes on the sarod, he is renowned for his fast staccato passages up and down the instrument, something he has made very much his own. I met Amjad Ali Khan Sahab many times, around 4 times I think, and that was a pleasure. And a couple of times he was busy, he was in a hurry, but a couple of times when he had the time, he really signed my records and he looked at them, he appreciated them, and this is the one I want to show you. You can see it has a beautiful, beautiful cover, a beautiful photograph, and he's signed in English. By the way, he signs in Hindi and Urdu too. Our next legend lives in Jaipur, comes from a family of musicians, and has passed on his passion of music to his 2 sons also. And yes, he's won a Grammy Award. I'm talking about Vishnu Mohan Bhatt. He belongs to the Mehar Gharana and first attracted attention in the world of Indian music by introducing the techniques of the sitar, sarod and veena to the Hawaiian guitar. He modified and Indianized the Western instrument and called it Mohan Veena. His first fusion album with Ry Cooder, A Meeting by the River, won him the Grammy Award in 1994. He subsequently won wide appreciation in India and abroad with his creative and experimental works in collaboration with other musicians. Pandit Vishwamohan Bhatt is another artist. No matter how many times I've met him and how many autographs I've asked for, he has always smiled and gone ahead and autographed the items. But the record that I love for him to autograph is his first LP record that was made in India, Galaxy of Strings. You can see it as a great photograph of him. And guess what? He also came to know that I'm doing this episode, and he went ahead and recorded a video message for me.
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ विश्वमोहन भट्ट। कभी कभी ज़िंदगी में कुछ ऐसे जुनूनी लोगों से आपका मिलना होता है जो अपने आप में एक जज्बा लिए हुए ज़िंदगी को जीते हैं। ऐसा ही एक जज्बा दिल्ली में रहने वाले मिस्टर जैज़ी जो को है, जिन्होंने ये हॉबी ली कि बड़े बड़े कलाकार जो हैं, म्यूजिशियंस, उनके जो एल्बम्स हैं उनका कलेक्शन और फिर उन एल्बम्स पे उन कलाकारों के हस्ताक्षर यानी कि ऑटोग्राफ। दिल्ली में रहने वाले जो लोग हैं वो ज़रूर देखते होंगे कि हर प्रोग्राम में एक शख्सियत आती है हैट पहन के और अपनी खुद की एक अलग डिज़ाइन ड्रेस पहन के आते हैं और वो अपने हाथ में लेके आते हैं लॉन्ग प्लेइंग रिकॉर्ड्स या जो भी रिकॉर्ड्स उनके पास होते हैं जो पुराने हैं। मेरा 94 में जब मुझे ग्रैमी अवार्ड मिला था, उस ग्रैमी अवार्ड के टाइम पे एक बड़ा एलपी निकाला था, लॉन्ग प्लेइंग रिकॉर्ड, बहुत बड़ा होता था, 33 RPM। वो रेयर, वो मेरे पास भी नहीं है। वो लेके आए एक दिन एक दिल्ली के प्रोग्राम में और मैं देख के खुद आश्चर्यचकित हो गया कि जो चीज़ मेरे पास नहीं है वो इनके पास है। तो कहने का मतलब ये, उनके पास में बहुत रेयर कलेक्शन है और बड़े बड़े कलाकार उनको जानते हैं, सब उनके हस्ताक्षर उनके एल्बम्स पे वो लेते हैं और अपने आप में एक अद्भुत कलेक्शन उनके पास है। मैं उनको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ, शुभकामना देता हूँ कि इस तरह का जुनून बनाए रखें और कलाकारों के बीच में रहें और उनके ऑटोग्राफ का संग्रह करते रहें। बहुत बहुत शुभकामना, धन्यवाद।
What can I say after a video like that? I can only express my gratitude and say thank you. Thank you, Vishwamohan Bhatt. So nice of you. Thank you. Our next Indian legend became the youngest percussionist to get the Padam Shri and the Padam Bhushan award. And he also won a Grammy Award for his collaboration album. I'm talking about the man who made tabla cool, Ustad Zakir Hussain. Son of the great tabla player Ustad Allah Rakha, Zakir Hussain is an Indian tabla virtuoso, composer, percussionist and music producer. From a young age, Zakir has been accompanying all the leading lights of Hindustani classical music, both vocal and instrumental. He has also collaborated with many musicians from all over the world. Zakir has made stars out of tabla players, and a whole new generation of young tabla players grew up imitating his head gestures and even his hairstyle while performing. Now, Ustad Zakir Hussain is another legend who I was trying to meet since many years, since a long time. In fact, I went to the opening of a park in Mumbai just because Ustad Zakir Hussain would be there. So I went there with my records, and right after that opening, he had another program at a 5-star hotel. So I was like, as soon as he finishes, I'll just approach him with the records. But I did not think about his speed. as everyone who knows him knows that he's a very fast walker. So as soon as that event got over, within a minute, I saw him leaving the stage and out of the park. So I did not get the chance to get the autographs in Bombay. But I met him 2 times after that in Delhi at a hotel, and he was very, very happy to autograph the records. And this is the one that I want to share with you. The record is called The Ultimate in Percussion Music. It's a tabla solo by Ustad Zakir Hussain. Our next legend gave her first stage performance at the age of 12 in 1962 and has been recording music since 1965. She has sung songs for Assamese films and also for Hindi movies. If you remember the song Hame Tumse Pyar Kitna, yes, I'm talking about Begum Parveen Sultana. Begum Parveen Sultana is an Indian Hindustani classical singer of the Patiala Gharana who was also awarded the Padma Bhushan. Her voice is renowned for its extraordinary range, clarity, and versatility. Spanning nearly 4 octaves, she can swoop from patient meditations to powerful evocations of the divine in an instant. Equally at home with tackling khayal, thumri, or bhajan, she is a modern Hindustani superstar. I've had the pleasure of meeting Begum Parveen Sultana 3 times, and once she signed 2 records for me, but the other 2 times she had a lot of time, not as busy as the first time, so she signed 4-5 records each time, and I got all her albums that were made on LP records signed, and I was quite happy about that. And this is the one I want to share with you. I chose this record because it's got a wonderful, wonderful photograph of her, and it's a great album musically too, but the photo just takes it away. And now we talk about a duo, 2 brothers and vocalists who sing in the khayal tradition of Indian classical music, and they were also awarded the Padma Bhushan. I'm talking about Rajan Sajan Mishra. Rajan and Sajan Mishra belong to the Banaras style of singing, and they have been performing to audiences all over India and the world for many years. They were born and brought up in Varanasi. They received their training from their grandfather's brother, Bade Ram Dasji Mishra, and also their father, Hanuman Prasad Mishra, and from their uncle, Sarangi Virtuoso Gopal Prasad Mishra. They started performing while they were still in their teens, with the first concert abroad being at Sri Lanka in 1978. I've had the pleasure of watching Pandit Rajan Sajan Mishra in concert a couple of times, and after the show I always approach them for signing the records, and they have always obliged. And this is the album I want to share because this is the first record they had, Jugal Gaiki, Pandit Rajan Sajan Mishra. They say we should save the best for last. Well, our 10th legend today is someone who did what he did so well that India gave him their highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. Only 2 words are enough if I want to give you a clue. Sitar Maestro. Yes, it is Pandit Ravi Shankar. Pandit Ravi Shankar, KBE, was an Indian musician and a composer of Hindustani classical music. He was the best known proponent of the sitar in the second half of the 20th century and influenced many other musicians throughout the world. In a career that spanned decades and continents, Ravi Shankar single-handedly introduced Western audiences to the centuries-old classical tradition of Indian ragas, a complex system of melodies performed as long-form improvisations by an instrumentalist and an accompanying percussionist. He was awarded with many awards around the world, including the Bharat Ratna and 5 Grammy Awards. I never got to meet the great Ravi Shankar ji, but I do have 2-3 autographed records of his, and the one I want to share with you is this amazing record. It's called The Genius of Pandit Ravi Shankar, and the great thing about it is that it has the autograph of Ravi Shankar ji and also of Allah Rakha. And this was taken at Boston Symphony Hall on October 11th, 1985. This is a gem from my collection. Very proud to have it in my collection. And now we have come to the end of this episode. But wait, to thank you for all the love and support you have given me in the past 2 episodes, I want to give you a bonus. I want to give you an 11th legend in this episode. And this legend would have very easily been in the top 10 classical legends, because he learned classical music for 4 years when he was a teenager. And because he did not have a lot of pocket money, he wanted to attend the shows of classical artists back then. So what he did, he told the organizers that I will be the announcer in your show and I will do it free of charge. You know, just allow me to be the announcer in your show. And in this way, he got to participate in these shows. He got to meet a lot of classical artists. And that was a very clever way for him to do it. But he didn't know that he had made his choice for life. Not as a classical artist, but as an announcer who will be known as a legend. I'm talking about Amin Sayani ji. The very popular Amin Sayani achieved fame and popularity all across South Asia when he presented his Binaka Geet Mala program of hits on Radio Ceylon. His style of addressing the crowd with Behno or Bhaiyo is still treated as an announcement with a melodious touch. He is one of the most imitated announcers even today. He has produced and spoken for over 54,000 radio programs and 19,000 spots or jingles since 1951. I've had the great honor of meeting Amin Sayani ji a few times, thanks to his son Rajil. And for me, it was a dream come true because my father was a great fan of Amin ji. And he used to, I remember my father had a notebook in which he used to listen to Amin ji's program, Binaka Geet Mala, and he used to write which song was the first that week, which was the second, which was the third. And not only my father, but I know that millions of that generation were hooked onto Binaka Geet Mala, and they must be having books of their own. You know, they must be making notes of their own. And even today, the young ones, you know, they all want to be Amin Sayani, but there's only one. And the records I want to show you with his autographs are these. These are the records of Binaka Geet Mala, the famous program. On the Silver Jubilee, these records were released. They were in 2 volumes, Volume 1 and Volume 2. As you can see, both are autographed by Amin ji. Wow, what an episode. So many legends, 2 special messages, and a bonus legend. I hope all of you have enjoyed this episode, and if you have, please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I will continue to make more informative videos like this one. For my autograph collector friends, happy collecting, and for everyone watching, thank you so much, and hope to see you soon in the next episode with another top 10 from my autograph collection. Till then, take care. All the best.